So it was 2002. It was my school's first football tournament. Usually I am not part of the starting 11, but on this particular day, one of the left midfielders, his name was Kunal, was found stealing stationery from other students. There were some 200-300 pens found in his bag, and he got banned from the first 3 matches. And that is how yours truly got to be part of the starting 11. Anyway, the match started and high energy on the field and the whole school is cheering. 90 minutes went by, no goal, extra time went by, no goal. It went into golden goal. I remember the ball went out on their side of the field. Mitra, who was and is my best friend, ran from the defense line to take the throw. And he took the ball in his hand. And he was trying to see which forward and which midfielders free, but everybody was blocked, everybody but for me. The opposing team had realized by now that this guy is no threat. He's like, he defends the ball and he passes it forwards. Mitra saw me open and I knew what he was thinking. In my body language, I was like, no Mitra, don't do it. Don't throw it at me. But he didn't listen to me, he threw it at me. And the ball's coming, it's coming. I managed to trap it and then I'm going to do what I normally do best. I'm going to pass the ball forward to the guy to take a shot at the goal and then Mitra screams, Mitra, shoot the damn ball! Everything goes into slow motion. I look at Mitra. I look at the ball. I tap at her head slightly and without thinking, goal. We won the match. From being a shy, scared, safe player, I went to become the guy who made the difference. That was the first day that I realized that I could be the hero. Now, that's that. Many years later, it's 2018, and I wake up one morning to a post which has been put up on Instagram by this college saying that Varun Mitra will be talking on the 18th of August, and I get damn excited. And it reads something like this, that when Varun figured that acting and modeling was his calling, he left Delhi and he landed up in Mumbai, and there was no looking back for the Kindle boy after that. I was like, damn, I sound so brave, so cool. It's all lies. There's a shitload of looking back. I wish I could tell you guys that after scoring that goal, my personality changed and my football game changed. But the effect of that goal on my confidence lasted, let me think, 2 days. And I was back to being a shy, safe player. The truth is that I still play safe. It's almost like there are 2 people inside me. There's Varun, who's a shy, scared, safe guy, and there's Mitra, who's the edgy guy who goes after what he wants. Now these 2 inside me are doing that all the time. There's a battle going on. No, okay, I can see some of your expressions have changed. Guys, I don't have a split personality disorder. Just hear me out. What I'm trying to say is that the body has a tendency to go back into what is comfortable. Comfort, right? Have you guys ever been in toxic relationships? Any of you raise your hands? Nobody? I should live in Chandigarh, yeah? Okay, none of you have been in relationships, so you will find one toxic relationship in your life. I have been in one. It took me 1 year, it's a 3-year-long relationship, it took me 1 year to get out of it because I was so attached to the comfort with it. And of course she was really hot, so that kind of made it harder also. Okay, bad example. What I'm trying to say is that the body has a tendency to go back to what is familiar. Now, let me tell you how Varun met Mitra. Long story. I come from a middle class family. I have seen a dearth of money in my childhood, so money became a priority for me. I could have sold sarees for a living if it made me the most amount of money. Now, I didn't sell sarees. I worked for an export house for 6 years. I made a decent amount of money, spent that decent amount of money, and then there came a time where the money stopped giving me that kind of happiness. The driving force behind my job went away. I started getting bored, in simple words. So I started voicing it to my friends and family. I remember I was at Tina's house. She's a close friend of mine, and I was at her house at about 2 a.m. and we were down 2 bottles of wine. And I was standing at the window looking out, and of course alcohol gives you this courage. She was behind me on the bed, almost asleep. And I was like, Tina, I want to quit my job. So she said, and do what? I said, I want to be an actor. So for the longest time there was no response, so I thought maybe she's passed out. I looked over my shoulder to see, and she was sitting there crouched up like that, giving me like this expression. She was like, "Tu Bollywood hero banna chahta hai? Sari uttar gayi boss wahi par." I was like, no, it's just the alcohol talking. But Tina was the voice of each and every close friend of mine and family member. They all unitedly said one thing: great job, great money, why risk it? But I didn't listen to any of them. Somehow, I only listened to myself, and the only explanation I can give for that is that Mitra took over. Yeah. 30th November 2011, me and this Mitra fellow, we quit my job. 2nd of Jan 2012, we landed up in Bombay. 3rd of Jan 2012, we went for our first audition. I remember walking into Aram Nagar with this full swag in my body, like, oh my god, I'm so cool, I just quit the job that didn't make me happy and the world is my oyster sort of feeling. And I had to wait in line 3 hours for that audition. With every passing minute, the level of my swag started coming down. Hello. And by the time it was my turn, the swag was gone. And so was Mitra. So I remember talking under my breath and I was like, bro, I need you, where are you, man? Come out. You guys know who the Hulk is, right? He has to like work himself up to get the mad guy out. So I tried it. I was like, Nothing happened. It was just me in that room alone, with the camera staring at me. And I was already looking back at the life that I had left behind. The truth is, the last 6 years have not been easy. There have been lots of highs and lots of lows. They all call Bombay the city of dreams because your dreams come true, but what they don't tell you is that your nightmares come true first. It's a difficult thing to chase your dreams because it's a decision that you've got to take every single day of your life. But what kept me going really was getting to know this Mitra fellow, you know. He was really cool, he was everything I was not. He was chilled out, he was stress-free, he went after what he wanted, he went skydiving, he was even better with the women. And I really enjoyed being Mitra. I wanted to be Mitra all the time. I still want to be Mitra all the time, but I'm not there. Not just yet. Someday, maybe. But what sustained me and Mitra in Bombay was unconsciously celebrating the small achievements. You know, like one small ad shoot, one small ramp walk, one good meeting. What happened is that these achievements became like moments for me. Moments like the first goal I scored. And each of these moments gave me so much energy and inspiration that it put me out in search for the next such moment. And that's what life became about slowly. It became about moving from moment to moment. Forgot to change the slide. It went from moment to moment, and what happened in between these moments was the growth, was the learning. Now, I want to share some of those moments with you which I've had in the last 6 years. This is exactly what it looks like. It's an omelette. When I reached Bombay, I didn't even know how to crack an egg. That was the first omelette I made after 1 week of being there, and I remember I was staying with my cousins at that time and I woke the entire house up saying that I made an omelette. Only my omelette didn't look like this. It looked more like this. This is an ad that I've done with Katrina Kaif. Everybody knows Katrina Kaif. So in the ad, there's clay on our faces. So before every shot, the makeup artist would come. He would remove the clay from both our faces, and then the shot would happen. So the camera rolled, and I realized before one shot that Katrina still had some clay on her face, on her forehead. And I was like, Katrina, there's still some clay on your forehead. So she's like, I thought she was going to tell the makeup artist to fix it. She's like, can you get it for me? I was like, huh? I was like, of course I can get it for you. And then the slow motion thing happened again, and I just slowly went to her. And my hand went up, I remember. So when I'm holding her face, I remember with my thumb, I moved the thing on her forehead. She said, is it done then? I said, yeah, it's done. That was Katrina Kaif. Kindle shoot, well, on the last day, it was my birthday, and these kids surprised me with cakes. They had magic shows organized and balloons, and I've celebrated my birthday every year since I've been born, but getting so much unconditional love from these kids, they made cards also. Getting so much love from these getting so much unconditional love from these kids, it really made it something else. It made it really special. This was a travel show I did for Discovery. We went to Pangong Lake, which is in Ladakh. And I remember we pitched tents over there and stayed the night over there. And once the sun set, we made some Maggie and we had some hot rum and water. And I remember we played Antakshari under the stars. I never thought that such a simple moment would become such a strong memory in my head. This is the Tokyo Film Festival. I did a film called Kash, which had its world premiere here. This is the red carpet. So you know how when Indians get married, everybody wants to take a picture with you? This is something like that. And all the camera shutters are going mad, and I was thoroughly enjoying the attention. And clearly I'm a sucker for the red carpet. Now, I believe there are a lot of things that happened to me which led me to this point in my life. I could have easily been still working the same job and been completely oblivious of the alternate life that I could have been leading. And many of you are also going to be stuck in that position because today there are so many pressures from our friends, family, society that drive us to make certain decisions which we think are our own, but they're actually not. Let me tell you how I see it. You're growing up, you get influenced by your parents, by your teachers, by your brothers, your sisters, by your school friends, by books, and you go to college, you get more influenced. College teachers, friends, YouTube, internet, movies, girlfriends, then you start working, you get influenced by work people, by money, then you start enjoying that money for a while, and then there comes a point where you actually feel bored. Where you actually question what you're doing. And that, according to me, is the real you for the first time. This is the point that you have to decide that am I going to listen to my inner self now, or am I still going to continue listening to the outside world? It happened to me at 23, 24, 25, that's roughly when it happens. And I found myself asking this question, and what makes me happy? What do I want, yeah? Because it's quite simple. What we want and what we want to do is heavily decided by the experiences we've had, and as we grow older, our experiences become richer. I'll give you a simple example. If I was to ask myself at 5, do I like girls? What would be my answer? Yuck, no! If you ask me at 15, I'd be like, sure, I like girls, but don't tell anybody. At 22, if you ask me, I'd be like, I love girls, man, set me up on a date. If you ask me at this age now, I'd probably be like, yuck, no, because they've driven me up the wall, but that's a whole other TED talk. Same way, if you ask a 5-year-old what he wants to do, he will say astronaut, doctor, pilot, whatever, everything, it keeps changing. So, When we change everything around our lives as we grow older, we change our friends, we change our, okay, we don't change our family, we change our friends, we change our girlfriends, we change our life really, really badly. And I'm awesome. You're not supposed to say that out loud, you fool. You're embarrassing. Okay, but what I also wanted really badly was to do a TED Talk, and I'm fortunate that it happened. I can already feel this is going to become one of those moments for me, and you all have been a part of it. Thank you so much for this.